Tanzania's history stretches back millennia, long before recorded time. Archaeological evidence points to early hominid presence, ancestors of modern humans. The Olduvai Gorge, a significant archaeological site, has yielded crucial discoveries. These findings provide a glimpse into the very cradle of humankind. As centuries passed, various groups migrated across these lands. They formed communities and established unique ways of life. These early inhabitants were hunter-gatherers, living off the land's bounty. Their interactions and adaptations shaped the early cultural landscape of Tanzania. Around the 8th century AD, a vibrant culture began to emerge along the East African coast, the Swahili. The Swahili people were not a single tribe, but a mix of African Bantu communities. They engaged in trade with Arab merchants who sailed across the Indian Ocean. This interaction led to a fusion of cultures. Islam spread along the coast, blending with existing African traditions. Swahili, a Bantu language enriched with Arabic loanwords, became the language of trade. Powerful city-states, like Kilwa and Zanzibar, flourished as centers of commerce and Islamic learning. The arrival of Europeans in the late 15th century marked a turning point. Portuguese explorers seeking a sea route to India landed on the East African coast. They sought to control the lucrative trade routes of the Indian Ocean. The Portuguese established a presence, building forts and trying to dominate trade. However, their control was limited and often challenged by local resistance. The Swahili city-states, weakened by internal conflicts and Portuguese pressure, eventually succumbed to European influence. In the late 19th century, the scramble for Africa saw European powers vying for control of the continent. Germany established a colony in Tanganyika, as mainland Tanzania was then known. They imposed their rule, exploiting resources and disrupting traditional ways of life. This period witnessed resistance from Tanzanians. Local chiefs and communities fought against land alienation and forced labor. The Maji Maji Rebellion, a major uprising against German rule, demonstrated the yearning for freedom despite its eventual suppression. Section 5. British Mandate and Growing Unrest Seeds of Nationalism. Following World War I, Tanganyika came under British control as a League of Nations mandate. The British continued to exploit Tanganyika's resources, though they introduced some reforms. Education expanded, albeit limited, and a nascent nationalist consciousness began to grow. Tanzanians, exposed to new ideas and witnessing the inequities of colonial rule, began to demand more rights. Political organizations emerged, advocating for self-determination. The stage was set for the struggle for independence. Section 6. The Road to Uhuru Nyerere and the Movement for Independence. Julius Nyerere, a charismatic leader and educator, emerged as a key figure in the independence movement. He founded the Tanganyika African National Union, or TANU, in 1954. TANU mobilized the population, demanding Uhuru Swahili for freedom. Nyerere advocated for non-violent resistance, inspired by figures like Mahatma Gandhi. TANU's efforts gained international support. Finally, in 1961, Tanganyika achieved its independence, with Nyerere becoming its first prime minister. Section 7. Independent Tanzania: Challenges and Triumphs of a New Nation. The early years of independence were marked by both challenges and achievements. Nyerere, as president, promoted unity and socialist ideals through the Arusha Declaration of 1967. He aimed to create a more equitable society. Literacy campaigns were launched and healthcare systems were expanded. However, economic challenges persisted, and the socialist policies, while well-intentioned, faced criticism. Despite these hurdles, Tanzania remained a beacon of peace and stability in a turbulent region. Section 8. Tanzania today, a land of natural beauty and cultural riches. Today, Tanzania is a vibrant democracy. It boasts stunning natural beauty from the Serengeti Plains to Mount Kilimanjaro. It is a land of diverse cultures with over 120 ethnic groups coexisting peacefully. Tourism plays a significant role in its economy, attracting visitors from across the globe. Tanzania faces challenges such as poverty and inequality. However, its people remain resilient, holding on to their rich heritage and striving for a brighter future. Section 9. Looking ahead. Challenges and opportunities for a rising nation. Tanzania stands at a crossroads. It must address issues like poverty, healthcare access, and education while preserving its natural resources. The country has made strides in recent years. Economic growth is on the rise, and infrastructure is improving. Tanzania has the potential to become a major player in East Africa and beyond. With continued efforts and global cooperation, Tanzania can overcome its challenges and embrace a future filled with promise.